LMU improves to 3-0 with a 94-72 win over Arkansas-Pine Bluff, and we have an opening statement.
Yeah, again, it's hard to get wins in college basketball. I was really happy with how our guys responded in the second half. You got to give Pine Bluff a lot of credit. We knew they were going to be tough. Got a lot of respect for their coach, what he's doing there. They've got some really, really good basketball players. They play together. They're really special at what they do. They make it hard on you to guard the ball with their speed and athleticism. And I thought that really bothered us early. The kid Scott, we had no answers for him tonight. But I thought we were able to weather that and play good basketball. We had 30 made field goals and we had 23 assists on that. That's kind of what we've been preaching with our team, is to share the rock. Some days it's you, some days it's me, but it's always us. And we're starting to make that a part of our fabric. Defensively, we got to get a lot better. That's the staple of our program, and that's the one thing I didn't like tonight.
Coach, can you confirm or deny that the players are getting academic credit with your dancing? I mean, it should be a class. I'm not sure if you're petitioning for that. I'm just curious.
It should be a class with no recess. But again, we talk about that. That's kind of a fun thing, and that's more on me. I really want to be better at enjoying the moments and enjoying this group. What we do is hard. If I'm critiquing myself, I don't think I've always given myself the space to do that as you're trying to build something, but it's become a fun thing that they look forward to. So hopefully we're doing a lot of dancing.
Terrific. And Coach, I think we have to start with Brown tonight. 28 points, 8 of 13 from 3. How would you assess his performance tonight?
Yeah, I thought he really shot the ball well offensively. Early he kept us right there and then opened it up a little bit. I challenged him to be better defensively. I didn't love that tonight. He's better than that. But he did make some big shots. And Rodney's got a chance to be, special shooting the ball. I love having him on our team. He's such a threat that way. But, I was really impressed with Jan Vide tonight. 11 assists and 0 turnovers. That's high-level stuff to go along with 15 points. And the other guy that I was really impressed with is Josh Dalton. I loved his mentality today for a young freshman. I thought he was locked in. He was into the game. He was into our game plan defensively. He gave us a presence, and he made some big shots too. So you're always happy for a guy like that. But those two guys, Vide and Dalton, I was really impressed with. Rodney, we expect him to be one of the best shooters around. We expect him to make those shots.
And Coach, when you look at the numbers, you made 13 more threes than the opposition tonight, which is a gargantuan plus 39 points. Is that something that just happens, and you're just by the natural flow of the game? About half of your attempts tonight were threes. Is that something that just happens, or is that by design that you're shooting half of your attempts are threes?
I think it's a combination of both. We are a paint team. I don't mind us shooting threes as long as we're touching the piece of the paint before we do that. When we don't touch the paint and we're trying to take those threes, we're not very good. But I thought tonight, again, we got a piece of the paint. A lot of those things were paint to great shots. So we're going to take those. And, our percentages, they have a chance to be pretty good if we're getting those. So tonight I thought early on we settled a little bit. We took some quick ones. And I thought we took too many of them that weren't in the flow of the offense. But I thought as the game went on, we got those in the flow of the offense.
Any other questions?
Hey, Coach. When you guys took Izana out of the game and kind of went with that small ball lineup, the lead kind of went up. Is that the identity of your guys' team? Is it kind of playing inside out, or is it kind of getting up and down, getting that tempo a little bit faster?
We want to play fast. you know, and Rick allows us to do that because of his defensive ability. You know, I thought tonight Scott was an issue, you know, a little bit for Rick. And you'll have nights like that, you know. If you didn't switch him, which we weren't early, you know, we were in our pick and roll coverage, and they were throwing back to him, and it was easy. You know, some of that's not on Rick, that's our system. But we went to the switch, which now he had a body on a body, and it made it a little tougher. I mean, he still finished with 27. But I thought it slowed them down a little bit. You know, so we have versatility to play that way when we have to.
You know, through the course of the game, Rodney and Amy made, you know, big shots kind of when you guys needed an answer. Can you kind of speak a bit about the veteran leadership that they bring to the team?
Yeah, you know, I was really proud of Myron tonight too. You know, he didn't shoot it well. He was 0 for, but then he made 3 threes in the second half, big ones. You know, in the past, sometimes when he's going down that road, he's not able to recover. And I really thought he recovered tonight, and that was a great sign. You know, and when you have him and Rodney being dynamic guards and making plays, we're much harder to guard when those two guys are doing that.
You know, you touched on it with Scott kind of having, you know, no answer for him. 44 points in the paint. Going forward, how do we kind of clean that up on the defensive end? Is that more just a defensive mindset, just locking in, or is it kind of individually taking that matchup personally?
Yeah, man, that's a great question because it's all that. You know, we did not guard the ball well tonight. Now, again, I like to always give the opponent credit. Part of the reason we didn't guard the ball well is because they're really good at getting in the paint and getting you in ISO situations. And that's a credit to their coach and the players they have. The flip side of that, though, I thought our help today was not very good. And I thought our presence on the ball was not very good. I didn't think we accepted the challenge. So like I just told them, you know, I'm happy with what we got going, but we have to get a lot better at defending the ball in space as we move forward.
Any other questions?
Just thoughts on UTEP, Coach. Now you have the road test, successful homestand, and
Yeah, you know, UTEP, we played them a couple years ago here, and then we had a pause on the return game, and we're hitting there this week. They're very good. They're very good. They're building. They're well coached. They're tough. They've got athletes. We're going to have our hands full. You know, so in the next couple of days, we've got to get better at all the things we've talked about because that team will expose you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Coach.
Thank you.